Our friends show us what we can do. Our enemies teach us what we must do. A good head and good heart are always a formidable combination. But when you add to that a literate tongue or pen, then you have something very special. The lion cannot protect himself from traps, and the fox cannot defend himself from wolves. One must therefore be a fox to recognize traps, and a lion to frighten wolves. 3/4 of the people you will ever meet are hungry and thirsty for sympathy. Give it to them, and they will love you. Do not give in too much to feelings. An overly sensitive heart is an unhappy possession on this shaky earth. When a person thinks deeply and seriously, he has a bad time among the general public. A creation of importance can only be produced when its author isolates himself. It is a child of solitude. The greatest evil that can befall a man is that he should come to think ill of himself. It always seems impossible until it's done. It is what we make out of what we have, not what we are given, that separates one person from another. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. There were many dark moments when my faith in humanity was sorely tested, but I would not and could not give myself up to despair. That way lays defeat and death. Do not judge me by my successes. Judge me by how many times I fell down and got back up. There is no passion to be found playing small and settling for a life that is less than one you are capable of living. Wisdom consists of knowing how to distinguish the nature of trouble and in choosing the lesser evil. It is better to act and repent than not to act and regret. Men in general judge more from appearances than from reality. All men have eyes, but few have the gift of penetration. Where the willingness is great, the difficulties cannot be great. It is a common fault of men not to reckon on storms and fair weather. Never was anything great achieved without danger. Of all the thieves, idiots are the most harmful. They steal our time and mood from us. Many people take no care of their money until they come near the end of it, and others do the same with their time. If you knew how rarely we are understood correctly, you would be silent more often. Love is an ideal thing, marriage a real thing. One always has enough time if one applies it well. It is better to make an approximately correct decision than a precise mistake. Nothing is worth more than this day. A person's name is to that person the sweetest and most important sound in any language. People are more likely to accept an order if they had a part in the decision that caused the order to be issued. Every man is a damn fool for at least 5 minutes every day. Wisdom consists in not exceeding that limit. Listening carefully to a person is the greatest compliment we can give him. You can make more friends in 2 months by becoming interested in other people than you can in 2 years by trying to get other people interested in you. Talk to someone about themselves, and they'll listen for hours. What is not started today is never finished tomorrow. Catch a good mood. It so rarely visits us. Everybody wants to be somebody, but nobody wants to grow. An intelligent person is not the one who knows a lot, but the one who knows himself. No one knows what his powers are until he uses them. The way you see people is the way you treat them, and the way you treat them is what they become. True greatness begins with understanding your own insignificance. We know accurately only when we know little. With knowledge, doubt increases. Man's manners are a mirror in which his portrait is reflected. Whoever wishes to keep a secret must hide the fact that he possesses one. Live life as though nobody is watching, and express yourself as though everyone is listening. Sometimes it falls upon a generation to be great. You can be that generation. One of the things I learned when I was negotiating was that until I changed myself, I could not change others. Appearances matter, and remember to smile. After climbing a great hill, one only finds that there are many more hills to climb. We must use time creatively and forever realize that the time is always right to do right. Everyone who wants to know what will happen ought to examine what has happened. Everything in this world, in any epoch, has their replicas in antiquity. Necessity is what impels men to take action. And once necessity is gone, only rot and decay are left. A sign of intelligence is an awareness of one's own ignorance. There is nothing as likely to succeed as what the enemy believes you cannot attempt. Keep busy. It's the cheapest kind of medicine there is on this earth, and one of the best. Be more concerned with your character than with your reputation, for your character is what you are, while your reputation is merely what others think of you. By all means, take thought for tomorrow. Yes, careful thought and planning in preparation, but have no anxiety. If you want to keep happiness, you have to share it. Flaming enthusiasm, backed up by horse sense and persistence, is the quality that most frequently makes for success. You can easily judge a man's character by how he treats those who can do nothing for him. Mountains cannot be surmounted except by winding paths. If you get by achieving your goals is not as important as what you become by achieving your goals. Too many parents make life hard for their children by trying too zealously to make it easy for them. Everything is hard before it is easy. If each of us sweeps right under our feet, the whole world will be clean. When fate hands you lemons, make lemonade. The load of tomorrow, added to that of yesterday, carried today, makes the strongest falter. Don't be afraid of enemies who attack you. Be afraid of the friends who flatter you. Every successful person loves the gain, the chance to prove his worth, to excel, to win. Inaction breeds doubt and fear. Action breeds confidence and courage. If you want to conquer fear, do not sit home and think about it. Go out and get busy. An individual who unselfishly tries to serve others has an enormous advantage. If you treat an individual as he is, he will remain how he is. But if you treat him as if he were what he ought to be and could be, he will become what he ought to be and could be. The most ridiculous desire is the desire to please everybody. Doubt can only be removed by action. Give a man a purpose worth living for, and he can survive in any situation. To be pleased with one's limits is a wretched state